Why now? What does this resignation mean for the fight against insecurity? And where does it leave the administration's strategy going forward? But that's not the only controversy shaking the national table. In the wake of this resignation, several Nigerian senators are now advocating for civilians to bear firearms for personal protection. They argue that with security agencies stretched thin and communities increasingly vulnerable, allowing responsible citizens to carry arms may serve as a deterrent against criminals. Others say it is a dangerous path that could escalate violence, empower non state actors, and plunge the country into a deeper chaos. So this morning on Let's Talk Nigeria, we also asking the big question: is the call for Nigerians to bear firearms timely, or is it a risky proposition with unintended consequences?
So now the question is, where does the balance lie? The key questions are practical and moral. Would wider legal access to firearms reduce vulnerability or simply multiply violence? Turning civilians into combatants without the training, oversight and accountability systems that professional security forces require. What responsibility does the federal government bear for the collapse of a security in large swaths of the country? And what does the defense ministry change? And the minister's resignation signal about strategy, capacity, and political will. Our proposed legislative fixes, that is state policing, firearms law review, mass recruitment, evidence-based responses, or politically expedient gestures. So, all of these different things are what we're looking at, because some will say, what does the resignation of a defense minister send? But Nigerians are really receiving some kind of signal. And that signal, not just all the Nigerians, but also the non-state actors are also having that signal come to them. So this is what we're going to be looking at this morning.
And yes, and to help us unpack this complex conversation, we are joined by a man whose voice is respected across the spheres of education, public discourse, research, and national development. He is an educationist, a writer, and a seasoned public affairs analyst, Dr. Henry Bassey. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Steve Moyne, and good morning to your colleagues in the studio.
Thanks for joining us. Dr. Henry Bassey is joining us live from the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Dr. Bassey will help us navigate the facts, the fears, and the political undercurrents and the possible pathways to a safer nation. As always, Let's Talk Nigeria is your platform. We want to hear from you, our listeners. What do you think about the defense minister's resignation? Does it signal failure, internal disagreement, or simply a strategic shift? And on the matter of firearms, should Nigerians be permitted to carry arms for personal protection, or should government double down on strengthening the police, military, and community-based security systems? Stay with us as we dive deep into one of the most crucial conversations of the moment, one that touches on national security, governance, citizens' rights, and the future of safety in Nigeria. Of course, you know, this is Let's Talk Nigeria. Now, before we start the conversation, I'd like us to listen to this argument where some senators who want Nigerians to bear arms to protect themselves. Let's listen to the arguments, and when we return, we will come to Dr. Henry Bassey.
Every man deserves the right to protect and defend his life and that of his family. And bringing a knife to a gunfight can never be a fair fight. We must discuss this. We must get back to our people.
Can really solve the problem. Today, almost 120-something countries have already legalized carrying arms by sane and respectable people. I think it is time for Nigeria to allow us to be carrying arms. If not, these birds, you see them, you will just be vomiting. In the church, where this man is discussing with us, was discussing with us, these are small boys carrying guns. If all of us, particularly the elites, and few of us who are okay, are carrying guns, it is war against war. These boys will run away because there are not too many. It is time for us to stand and make a law that it is criminal for the negotiator, because the negotiators are even eating deep into what is happening today. Where is the bank where they normally withdraw such huge of money to settle them, including the banks, including the negotiator and the kidnappers? They are all criminals and they should face death penalty. I submit, sir.
All right, so you've listened to the video, and of course, let's come back to our guests who joined us from Port Harcourt. Dr. Bassey, let's begin with your general reaction. What do you make of the sudden?
And so now that the Minister of Defense has resigned his position, is also a wrong signal to the Nigerian government that things are not properly positioned. And so drastic measures as a government who concerned about its citizens should ensure that the replacement of the former minister, now former Minister of Defense, should be very, very critical. It shouldn't just be politically considered, but it should be considered as one who has deep knowledge in security affairs. Because when you look at those who have been occupying the position of Ministry of Defense, it has not been those who have deep knowledge in security matters. It has always, been those who have been, serving the government in one capacity or the other, and they as well consider most of them as political appointment. But it's not good for us as a country who's now suffering from insecurity in all fronts. And so for me, as a person who have been in this country for a while now, and I've seen the situation of insecurity, that has been plaguing this country to even a standpoint that one who should replace the former Minister of Defense should be one who has security knowledge, and should also be one, if we can also have one, those who serve in the Nigerian military and retired, to replace him, because we really need to re-strategize as a country to take ourselves out from this quagmire. A country that has both material and human resources is suffering from insecurity for a number of years now, and all that they have been strategized as a government and as a country to make sure that we do away with this insecurity has not left. And so we need to do more. It's not just looking for a replacement and then pick someone that is not qualified to fit into such position. It will remain as business as usual. So the presidency, particularly the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also in charge of the executive, should take this issue very seriously, and to know that security is very important, and that is what he as a president has sworn as a number one citizens of Federal Republic of Nigeria to protect Nigerians. And so the Ministry of Defense is very strategic and important to the governance of this country. And so who should replace him should be one who has security knowledge, and one who is very strategic in his or her thinking to take Nigeria out of this very merciful position that we do cry every day. And for the past 3 weeks now, there have been a whole lot of kidnapping in the Northwest and the Northeast, and even it's even trickled down to the North Central, where the worshippers were, kidnapped from the worshiping place, students were kidnapped from the schools, and even the residents of some communities were also kidnapped from their communities. So Nigeria at the moment is at the crossroads. And so we must do something tragically as a country who has all it takes in her disposal to win this war of insecurity. Because whether we like it or not, it's not in any way promoting the image of this country in the international community. And so as a people who is very conscious about its citizen, and as a government who is thinking positively about this country, should just do more than just this talking. Otherwise, we'll still be at the mercy of these boys who's ravaging this country and then still take us for a ride.
And I thank you very much, Dr. Bassey. My colleague has a couple of questions, to ask you. But from your perspective, does this resignation signal any internal disagreements within the security architecture or a possible failure of strategy?
It sends on both angles. You see, the issue of insecurity since the inception of this administration, has been wobbling. And that calls for worry amongst Nigerians. And so internally, amongst the executive, it could send something that is not really going on well within the executive. And so because of a lot of intrigues as it concerns security in Nigeria, that could also signal that, look, things are not properly structured in the Ministry of Defense. And that could be the reason for his resignation, to reposition that ministry. Because whether we like it or not, Ministry of Defense at this time in this country is very strategic and important. And so if the man is incapable of handling that Ministry of Defense, it should be relieved of its appointment, and then we look for a capable hand to handle the ministry so that we know where we are going to and just remain stagnant.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. One of the things that people are also looking at is the recent call by the senators calling for a review of firearm laws. And I just want to just ask two questions in one. What are the likely security and social consequences if law-abiding citizens are allowed wider access to guns? That's one. And are there international or regional models, whether they are successful or failed, for arming citizens or civilians, particularly, that Nigeria should study before changing its law?
Thank you. Irrespective of what we are going through at the moment as a country, I am not in support of any group or any arm of government who is advocating for the bearing of arms by the citizens of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
Rather, there should be synergy between these arms of government and the institutions of government to see how we can arrest the situation than advocating for Nigerians to bear arms. See, we are not developed to that extent, that we should allow our citizens or make laws that should allow our citizens to bear arms. If not, we will see the other side of it, that will not, speak good of us as a nation. But rather, I think, as one who have seen the struggling of the insecurity in this country, that the Senate, as those who are the representative of the people, all Nigerians, a whole lot of duty of ensuring that aside from the laws or making laws that Nigerians should bear arms, to also confront this insecurity, it's not a good thing. That is, as a person, as an individual, it's not a good thing, because we've not developed to that extent as a people to be allowed to bear arms. Now we have, aside from this bandit and Boko Haram and the other aspect of insurgencies that is, plaguing Nigeria as a country, we also have some other criminal activities, that has to do with the extortion of one thing or the other from the citizenry. And if we allowed the people to bear arms, it will divert from the main thing to the other things that we may not see at the moment. So Nigeria is not civilized to that extent. We shouldn't even dare to compare America, to compare other nations around us. That we look at what happened in America, look at what happened in France, look at what happened in Germany. These are advanced nations who have really understood what it takes for citizens to be armed. But for us as a country, I mean, if you look at what is happening, and you even with what is going on, and we are even don't even control the arms that is even spread around illegally, on how to mob them out from the society, and even you make it as a law that every Nigerian should be armed, it will be a disaster to this country. And for me as a person, I don't think it's a right call. It is not.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Bass. If you listen to that audio I played earlier on at the beginning of the program, you hear one of the senators say, okay, like, elites like them should be able to handle guns and all of that. Some Nigerians are saying that, okay, this man here is sounding a bit selfish. Do you agree with them?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's not only the elites that we have in this country. We have about 250 million Nigerians. You know, according to our laws, we are all equal before the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So whether elites or no elites, for me, it was too sentimental on his part to say that that they as elites, if they handled, or bear arms, they will be more reasonable. No, that shouldn't be the case. For me, as the parliaments, responsible parliaments who have the people at heart, should see beyond bearing of arms. What are other measures that can be suggested by them as the representative of the people to the executives? Because the sole responsibility of commanding the military is within the presidency, and it falls in the president's desk. And so what they should do as the representative of the people, I keep hammering on that, is to suggest possible ways or possibly make laws that should energize the presidency, the executive, to do more. See, these boys are not more than the armed forces we have in this country. Sometimes it's lack of political will, and at some point, lack of the administrative will to do the needful. These boys can be sent to Hades for God's sake. Who are they? It's just that sometimes there are a whole lot of compromise. That when we look at these boys, it's like they have upper hands against the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria. No, it's sometimes all these, compromises here and there. We refuse to do the right thing as a people, and that's why you see these things keep increasing. And so when the issue of, trying to negotiate with this boy, I wrote some times ago, I personally learned my voice by saying that, look, if we keep negotiating with these people, we are endangering our sovereignty as a nation. And we will always be at the mercy of these boys each time they strike. So we should take the bull by the horn, do the needful. If we saw that we don't have enough human and material resources to go against these boys, why can't we seek for help? The United States of America have just, indicated interest of rendering assistance to us to come and help us to wipe away this boy. So we can, take that channel and then, seek for help, than going to do anything that will further heighten the security that is threatening the existence of Nigeria. So for me as a person, that is not the right way to go.
Okay, Doctor, I just wanted to ask now, what reforms do you think that inside the defense and the police services would have greater impact than arming civilians? That is it training, when it comes to training, intelligence, accountability, community policing? And then how should victims and communities be supported now? Because they are the ones that are feeling the brunt in all of these things.
Thank you. Let me start from the aspect of the policing system in Nigeria. Few weeks ago, there was some section of this country calling for the establishment of state police, of which for me, I am 100% in support of that. Because when we allow the issue of policing to be community-based, I think it will help to some extent to eradicate the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Then on the aspect of the armed forces, you see, each time I appear on any platform talking about insecurity that is plaguing Nigeria, it has to do with both the security will, that is the skill will, and the political will. See, I don't think that Nigeria military does not have what it takes to to combat with these boys. It's just the will. We've heard in so many instances where some commanders in different sections where these troubled security do take place, that sometimes these boys will not be given the needed marching order to go against these boys. It means that there is a compromise either within the military cycle or outside the military cycle. So that's why you see all these things going on. But if the government, the military, and the policing system have that brevity enough to do the needful, let me tell us, these boys will be in disarray even this moment. It is only that, and I will keep hammering on it, when we stop compromising a whole lot of issues because of 2027 general election, because that is where the whole thing start out, then we'll keep having these issues. So Nigeria have what it takes to combat these boys, and I will say it anytime, anywhere. And so let them rise up and do the needful. That is what we need to do as a country. We should stop compromising. We stop negotiation with these boys. Because negotiation will also make others to rise up tomorrow and take arms against the government. How can we have non-state actors taking arms and trying to wage war against the government, and the government will be now? Nigeria as a country is bigger than that, for God's sake. Let them rise up to the occasions and take up this issue once and for all, and let us see whether they will not surrender by all means. And I think they will if the government have what it takes or take this very seriously. This will be a thing of the past. This, I believe, will be a thing of the past if they do the needful.
All right. So before we open the phone lines for responses from our listeners, I want to ask this two very short questions. Do you think the timing of the exit of the Minister of Defense will have immediate implications? And how would you assess the morale and the operational capacity of Nigeria's security agencies today?
Thank you. Looking at the resignation, because when you look at the psychological analysis of the Nigerian military, if anything happened in any aspect of Nigeria's military, whether from the Ministry of Defense, from the Army Command, the Air Force, the Navy, it will affect their morale. So at this point in time, the presidency, who is saddled with the constitutional responsibility to nominate and appoint minister to any ministry, should rise to the occasion and see that this does not affect the military and other security agencies, so that the vacancy that is being left unfilled should be filled, and then we'll move up from there. But looking at the psychological boosting of our military men and women, this can affect them, but in a way it may not if the government is decisive enough to do the needful.
Oh, great answer. And then we would have to, open the phone lines right now. So, Dr. Heribasi, just stay on line. You are going to be listening to responses of Nigerians. Hopefully, you might want to respond to one or two questions there. So let's listen to you now. 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. Keep it brief. Because after 60 seconds, we'll call the call and take the other calls, okay? Because there are a lot of people on the queue. Hello, good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Hello, Golden FM. Good morning.
Good morning.
It could be calling from Obele. Yeah. You see, this is our brother will resign. If you ask me, I would say him is better than silver and gold. Because if no disagreement that security people, this man for no resign. Because I sit there at civil defense. On this south, who they secure the pipeline. Now him might be another person. Another name has been mentioned to secure the pipeline. What did they made them for mineral resources? Now he's there working, another person is working. It's all about disagreement we make that resign. So good name is better than silver and gold. That's what I see there. Then the man the people will say we will carry gun. They not even mean well for us. Because our people die every day. As kidnapping they go on in school, in churches and every other places, they don't do. They don't mean well for us. When they give us gun, so we go kill our commonly. Every day we start to see dead body for street. Maybe so. We will start to get it right now. When we start to talk through for this country. Where you see black, you call them black. Where you see white, you call them white.
Please, if President Buhari, President Tinubu to reappoint somebody in that position again, he should try, according to what your guest said. Listen keenly to your guest, and I totally agree with almost everything that he said. He should please look for competence. Don't look for compensation. Compensation of political allies. Please let him look for competence. It's doable. He put the right people at the right places. Square holes. This problem can be solved. We are able. Nigeria is big enough. We have everything, the capacity to end all this insurgency. We have it. Please let him appoint people of competence to take that position. As for the area of bearing arms, I want to totally align myself with the guest speaker that Nigeria is not ripe enough to bear arms. Honestly, if they allow individuals to bear arms, some of these our boys that are high things, they will kill ourselves. It's just common altercation between two boys. You see that people will bring out guns and start shooting ourselves. So what they should do is to strengthen this, what they call security, state policing or local policing. That is the only way. State policing and local policing is the only way. After all, the business of government is about security of life and property. That is number one priority of business. So let us take security very serious and make it local. Politics is local, security is local. Make it local. We know ourselves.
All right. Thank you.
So when people that know ourselves,
thank you.
govern ourselves.
Thank you very much, sir.
Who can do better? Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's keep it brief. Hello. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Sabagria. My name remains Wade.
Okay, wait. Please go ahead.
Yeah. It's only the competent man can appoint competent people. Tinubu competent.
Yes,
So to me, all of them are the same people. He's not competent, so he cannot appoint competent people.
You know what? We'll try as much as possible to be, very, fair with the way we use words on radio. We don't allow all of that. Thank you very much. You know the deal. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. When the truth is said, people will take it as an annoyance.
No annoyance. We just want you to be, very, very fair and circumspect in the way you use the words. Yeah.
Okay, because let me go to the area of Irabo.
Not Irabo. The defense minister resigning.
Yeah. No, as a military, I think, I don't know, he's not the first man that makes that decision when he was in service. A lot of them, as you said, when they retire, they start to say, this thing was good. When he retired, he even made a statement that vehicles that were used during civil war, that he repaired them and fighting Boko Haram. if you are not aware, I had it clearly. So it's like it's the order of the day. No military will don't resign except you are being asked to retire or being retired. So that's my take. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Away. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Turn down the volume completely. Turn down the volume completely of your radio set. Thank you very much. It's echoing. We're receiving callbacks, please. Thank you.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I called by this Adewo.
All right, Adewo, thanks for joining us again.
Yes, first of all, I want to appreciate Dr. Basis for all his input as regards the matter on ground. Now, the idea of Nigerians carrying gun has been moved by some senators in the National Assembly. To me, it is not good because we have not gone to that extent. Now, I just want to say something. A lot of compromise are being in the system. I think recently I saw a video that was circulating on social media. A senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I think Senator Abadebe, was saying that the kidnap of those girls at Kebbi State, he said the governor of the state said a senior military officer gave order. He gave an order that those people, those troops should leave there, and immediately he gave the order. Before they know, those guys have an access to that place. Now he was saying that those people that gave the order, that person that gave the order, they should bring the person to the floor of the house. And of the truth, the senators in that house, nobody was talking about that. So you can see the compromise in the system that nobody is talking about how things can be done. So with this alone.
We lost you, Adewo. You probably want to call back, yeah.
Because I think we saw. I saw that video.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I saw the video, so I can understand what he's talking about. Because very. It's a fundamental question, and the senator asked that the person that gave the order should be brought, and he should answer the questions too.
All right, Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Fred. I'm calling from Atlanta.
Okay, go ahead, Fred.
Fred, okay.
To ask a question. In this Nigeria, this Nigeria so. Now, I'm in Nigeria. Air Force knows this. They carry this to give Air Force because Air Force is a part of Nigeria security. If they carry this to carry give Air Force, now the people they carry their flight go from that state. Only Nigeria, I'm in for this Nigeria. Air Force knows they need to stay. They carry give these people then. Thank you, sir.
Oh, Fred.
Wow, wait, Freddie, I guess you understand the issues, though. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Your name, please.
Sapi, calling you from Agodamaiti.
Okay, Sapi. Please go ahead, Sapi.
I want to assure the House. It's just that there are some words that are not actually good to use in the public radio as this, but with the best of my own understanding, the top hierarchy of the military, I'm sorry to say so, they have a hand in the whole of this thing that we are talking about here. A country like Nigeria that has settled crisis, I grew up in a different military base. Liberia was being taken care of by the same Nigerian military. In fact, the best infantry in Africa that you can ever talk about. It's Nigerian military infantry. But today, in our own internal, just little bent out, a problem that even the Boy Scouts can solve, even the Barrack Boys can solve.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very, very actually serious. I am a Barrack grown son boy. The radical Barrack boy can put this thing to an end. It's killing Nigeria to this level, my brother. It's a pity. So my own take is, the hierarchy of the military, they all have a camps. These boys that you are talking about are owned by people. If you tamper with some of their arms, they will even come to make sure they take your life. That is what is keeping us down today. And that's my own take. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Fred. Fred, right?
No, Fred was before.
Yeah,
him.
before this. Let me know, you have the answer. Are you sure the typical Barak boy can handle this? He was saying that the Barak boys can handle this.
You know, someone that's been in the barracks, grown up in the barracks and everything, you already have the idea of what it takes for the regimented life. Just with the weapon, the middle thing is all we are just to get to do to win this thing is just information, intelligence gathering, and the weapons, and that's what you need.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Mr. Felix.
Okay, Felix, please go ahead.
Somebody suggesting, I know everybody has an opinion, I'm not going to judge anybody.
Yeah.
Neither your words, you understand. Somebody said should give it to Air Force. When this issue happened, was it last year? I think twice or so they went on air. That's what happened. They went on air chasing these terrorists. These jet fighters will turn back and start killing the innocent villagers. Twice or so it happened, yes. So why should that has to be a great error? Nigeria should use the aircraft because do you know who is boarding that jet fighter? You don't know. You see, so in every aspect, we don't know who is who. The federal government knows what they are doing. They know where these people are abiding in every community in those urban areas. The federal government knows where these terrorists are. They know. How can the girls be just so released and it's so funny? Then now, the ones that kidnap these girls and have released them, where are they? Where are they staying? They are still abiding in where they are. So see, nothing will be positive except we have an external bodies that will come and fight this. If not, stories will go talk. Nigeria, these are our leaders. They will talk. They can't deceive Nigerians. Nigeria stand up for the uprightness of the heart of Nigerians now. They cannot deceive even the least Nigerians now. That what I'm going to, except we need an external body force. If not, see, these things will continue to abide and they will continue to be spreading, even coming down to even the south. We'll be so careful. Honestly.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your submission this morning.
The military should sit upright. If not, I know all these things. If it is here, that maybe if it is this community.
All right. Thank you.
Our villages would have been wiped off.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you very much.
You go and give him that nothing to do. So now that is on the track, let's get somebody who's confident to find out some sensitive key position to say that. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And just as we said, he resigned on health grounds. But see, many Nigerians don't believe that it's all about the health.
These two ministries is always headed by the professionals. And so I want to join forces with the callers who have suggested that the president should appoint a professional to man the Ministry of Defense, because I did say when I started, Ministry of Defense is very strategic. And so nothing short of point should be made in that ministry, knowing the strategic of that ministry. So if we can have Ministry of Health being manned by a professional health personnel, and that of justice manned by a professional legal practitioner. The same thing should go to Ministry of Defense. I have said that I am not saying the appointment should be given to retired military personnel. No, we also have civilians who are security experts that can do better in that ministry. If the president is listening to us this morning and should take decisive steps to ensure that the right person is appointed to head that ministry. Then on the other hand, you see, when we talked about, involving the Air Force and all of that, in the military, they have chains of command. But I have a problem here, and the problem I have is, it's like we have commanders amongst the commanders. Because if a commander has given a command of a specific duty to be carried out in the military. That should be respected. And not someone somewhere. It's infiltrating to this part of the country, because if that happened, the insecurity we are trying to manage in this country will be worsened. And I do not pray for that. I do not pray for that. So the federal government, the presidency, to be specific, has a duty here. And the president is the commander-in-chief. We should not have 2 or 3 commanders-in-chief. It is only one. And when the president gives an order, every other military officer should abide by it and do the needful. And if the president also discovers that someone somewhere is compromising with his order, the president should not waste time by ensuring that such a person is showing the way forward after duly disciplined according to the laws of this land. Because we can't continue like this. Because compromising has led us to where we are today. So let the presidency do the needful. And on the National Assembly, in both houses, that is the Senate and the House of Reps, they owe Nigerians a duty. And that duty is to suggest possible ways to the presidency to manage this insecurity situation that is disturbing almost all the parts of this country, so that Nigerians can sleep with their 2 eyes closed, especially those in the northeast, northwest, and north central, because they are part and parcel of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harry Bassey, for your time. We do appreciate your submissions and, of course, your knowledge this morning. We've benefited a lot from you. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hosting you some other day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day, too.
And you too. Thank you.
Yes. So Dr. Harry Bassey is an educationist, a writer, and a seasoned public affairs analyst who joined us live from the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. And to all of you who listened and contributed to the success of the program today, we appreciate you. We appreciate you greatly. My name is Moya Steven.
And my name is Paul Oblomugbasa.
And don't forget to stay tuned for the news update at 10. Tomorrow we'll be here again with another interesting topic. Bye for now.